Hello students, today will we discuss about Othello's explanations. He wears the sentence well that nothing wears but the free comfort which from thence he hears, what he wears both sentence and the sorrow that to pay grief must of poor patience borrow. These sentences to sugar or to gall, being strong on both sides, are equivocal. What words are words I never yet did hear, that the bruised heart was pierced through the ear. इसका कॉन्टेक्स्ट है, दीज लाइन्स आर स्पोकन बाय ब्रेवेंशियो. Senator R. Desdemona's father is Act 1st, Scene 3rd. When no confirms before the Duke that she has chosen Othello as her husband. In all her senses, Brabantio is very much grieved. The Duke then tried to console him by certain maxims which are quite displeasing to Brabantio at the present moment. इसकी एक्सप्लेनेशन है. He speaks in a satirical vein and says that these maxims appear sweet sounding to the person who listens to them quite indifferently, and who is not the sufferer, he will sure draw consolations out of these. When he is the loser, has to suffer a double loss because he was already lost his dear position and has to borrow patience in order to pay the grief. They are easier to quote than to follow. They are endowed with double meaning and are bitter or sweet according to the circumstances. They are sweet when we use them to console others, but bitter them when we are consoled with these. Words are after all words and cannot join broke hearts. They are endowed with double meaning and are bitter or sweet according to circumstances. They are sweet when we use them to console others, out bitter when we hurts. It is rather impossible to console the wounded feelings through these maxims. The person who is suffering will be consoled in his own manner in the course of time only. इन लाइन्स में व्यंग्यात्मक भाषा में ब्रेवेंशियो ड्यूक को जवाब देता है कि ये सब तो कहने और समझाने की बातें हैं. ये सब तो कहने और समझाने की बातें हैं, और जब हम उदासीन भाव से इन्हें सुनते हैं तो हमें बड़ी ही अच्छी लगती हैं, लेकिन जब हम पर कोई मुसीबत पड़ती है तो हम कुछ भी सुनना पसंद नहीं करते. जब हम किसी को सब्र करने की सलाह देते हैं तो ऐसे ही समझो एक तो बेचारे पर दुख पड़ा है, खुद ही नुकसान हुआ है, और ऊपर से इस दुख का भुगतान करने के लिए और सब्र भी उधार लिया जाए, यानी कर्जे में डूब गए. अतः ये केवल शब्द हैं और परिस्थितियों के अनुसार कटु व मृदु लगते हैं. ऐसा तो शायद कभी ना हुआ कि जख्मी दिल को तसल्ली देने के लिए कानों के सहारे पहुँचा जाए. नेक्स्ट है, when light winged toys of feathered cupid seal with wanton dullness my speculative and officed instruments, that my despots corrupt and taint my business, let housewives make a skirt of my helm, and all Indian and base adversities make head again my estimations. एक्ट 1st सीन 3rd से लिया गया है. ये इसका कॉन्टेक्स्ट है, इट इज़ एन एक्सट्रैक्ट फ्रॉम ओथेलोस स्पीच. इन एक्ट 1st सीन 3rd There has been a threat of Turkish attack, and so Othello, on the very night of his marriage, is appointed governor of Cyprus and is to immediately proceed to take charge of Iceland. Desdemona also wishes to accompany Othello. At this, Othello gives the guarantee that the presence of his wife would not in any way make him neglect the serious and great business of the state. इसकी एक्सप्लेनेशन है, ओथेलो सेज दैट द क्यूपिड द गॉड ऑफ लव वुड नेवर He is appointed governor of Cyprus and is to immediately proceed to take charge of the Iceland. Desdemona also wishes to accompany Othello. At this, Othello gives the guarantee that the presence his wife would not in any way make him neglect the serious and great business of state. इसकी एक्सप्लेनेशन है, Othello says that Cupid, the god of love, would never be able to make dull and inactive his intellectual and physical powers in brain and hands. And if ever it is found that the light frivolity of Cupid, he winged god of love, make blind his visual and active powers, and excessive indulgence in amusements make him careless to perform his duty as a governor, then let the housewives play with his helmet or use as a kitchenware. He means to say that he will be ready to wear all indignity and shame to ruin his reputations. इसके इन लाइंस में ओथेलो ड्यूक को आश्वासन देते हुए कहता है कि डेस्डेमोना की उपस्थिति कभी भी उसके कर्तव्य पालन में बाधा नहीं डालेगी। अगर कभी भी कामदेव की क्रीड़ाएं उसके मन, मस्तिष्क और हाथों को क्रियाहीन कर देंगी तो वह हर प्रकार का अपमान सहने के लिए तैयार हो जाएगा। गृहिणियाँ चाहें तो उसके हेलमेट को रसोई में कढ़ाई की तरह प्रयोग कर उसका मजाक उड़ा सकती हैं और वह अपनी खयाती के नाम पर किसी भी कलंक के लिए तैयार रहेगा। नेक्स्ट टाइम, if the violence of our lives had not one scale of region to poise another of sensuality, the blood and baseness of our natures would conduct us to most preposterous conclusions. But we have reason to cool our raging motions, our carnal stings, our unwitted lusts, whereof I take this that you call love to be a sect or scion. Context with these lines from a part of Iago's speech to Roderigo from Act 1, Scene 3, when Roderigo in a desperate mood is ready to commit suicide. Iago rebukes him, saying that his love is nothing more but a form of dust which he must try to control. Explanation है, here he compares human life to a scale, in one scale of which there is a reason and in other there is a sensuality. It is for reason to counterweight sensuality. If we choose to turn a deaf ear to the voice of reason, then our vulgar appetites will lead us to dangerous consequences. Fortunately, we have reason to keep in check our wild and sexual impulses and unbridled lust. Love, as Roderigo understands it, is simply a kind of lust and nothing else. इन लाइंस में यागो रोड्रिगो से कहता है कि हमारा जीवन एक तराजू की तरह है, जिसके एक पल्ले में सोच समझकर काम करने की शक्ति और दूसरे में हमारी भावनाएं और इच्छाएं होती हैं। इन भावनाओं को लगाम देने के लिए एक पल्ले में बुद्धि होती है, और यदि हम भावनाओं में बहकर किसी भी गलत परिणाम तक पहुंच जाएंगे तो ये तर्क ही तो हमारी शारीरिक इच्छाओं और अनियंत्रित वासनाओं को दबाए रहता है। और रोड्रिगो जिसे प्यार का नाम देता है वह भी वासना का शारीरिक इच्छा का एक रूप मात्र होता है। Cashew says that Othello is very fortunate in having married a girl whose beauty defies all descriptions. She ever excels all the descriptions and wildest stories. Written in praise of beauty, she is even more beautiful than can be described by the inventive or expressive pencil of the artist. She seems to be the finest flower on nature. Nature seems to have made her in her own image. Even the most expert artist is baffled and exhausted and cannot do full justice to her. कैशियो मोंटानो से कहता है कि ओथेलो ने बहुत ही सुंदर लड़की से प्यार किया। उसकी सुंदरता तो ऐसी जैसे कभी किसी परियों की कहानियों में कल्पना की जाती है, बल्कि डेस्डेमोना तो इससे भी कहीं ज़्यादा अधिक सुंदर है। बड़े से बड़ा कलाकार अपनी कल्पना में जो तस्वीर खींच सकता है उससे ज़्यादा कहीं खूबसूरत है ओथेलो की पत्नी। लगता है जैसे वह प्रकृति की ही प्रतिमा या प्रतिबिंब है। कलाकार भी उसकी सुंदरता का वर्णन करने में हैरान रह जाता है।